All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Excellent. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Man, I feel like money. 'Cause I'm fly like a bee.
For you, Brady? Check 1, 2. Whoa, I don't hear any of me at all. Uh-oh. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, check. Nope. Check, check.
Name's
1,
Zach
2.
Cullen. I'm a senior at Sun Valley High School.
I can hear that. I hear everything else. I just don't hear.
First sport I kind of got into was golf.
Actually, Darren, put yours on.
Contact. My dad played football.
Maybe I hear you fine.
But at 5 years old, I kind of knew
Check
what I
1,
wanted
2.
to do.
Yeah, I hear
That's
you
what I
fine.
went with,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
what I pursued.
I'm lower to me than I normally am, but that's fine. It's not going to bother me.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check 1, 2,
Why am I
3,
not-
4,
I'm not
5.
hearing you.
You're not hearing me?
Hold
That's
on.
not good. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's Nats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Give me a little more Nats back there. Yeah, that'll work. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah, I'm
How
not
are you?
hearing him.
Yeah, that's odd. I'm hearing Darren.
You've got levels on yours.
Check, 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 check.
That was me. That's me.
Yeah. And I've got levels on
That's
mine,
me.
too.
He's
Yep,
there.
yep,
He's
yep,
got
yep.
levels on him.
Yep. You're good in my ear, though, Darren.
Yeah. Why can't I hear you?
But you're not hearing me at all, right?
No.
And I'm. Talk again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine. Yeah. Is it.
I mean, as long as
At the end, try to unplug it and plug like our headsets and plug them back in.
yeah.
Maybe that's just a check. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yep, you're good in my ear.
I'm gonna unplug you here.
Baby.
Talk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think I'm getting
1,
you a
2,
little
3,
bit,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check.
Yeah.
What's
Try him
that?
at number 3.
Yeah, just move me.
Try him at a different port. There we go. Yep, we got him. Nah, he's yeah, that's good. It's good. So okay, so Brady for something, the mic in for number 2, just for whatever reason, but yeah, same. All right.
Don't judge me.
See what I'm packing? We got a Celsius in there for probably halftime.
Yeah, you're a little
Although
more
I
healthy.
Good. Okay. That's fine.
WCCB Charlotte presents your high school football game of the week.
From Marvin Ridge High School, it's time for WCCB's high school football game of the week, and it's a big one, a Union County rivalry between Porter Ridge and Marvin Ridge. My name's Darren Vaught. I'm with Reginald Walker Jr. As always, we're so glad you are with us. And Reggie, this is an intense one. It doesn't matter. We saw 5-1 for Porter Ridge, 3-3 for Marvin Ridge. Quite frankly, those records do not matter when it comes to these two teams facing each other.
Throw them completely out the window. As Coach Hertz from Porter Ridge told us, this is the game for his program. They mark it every year. These two teams, this game generally has something to do with what it's going to look like for them for the playoffs as well. Fired up to get another opportunity to be a part of this one.
Marvin Ridge hosting on its homecoming night as the WCCB Game of the Week is presented by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Body Works Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. A big-time rivalry when we return on the WCCB Game of the Week. Porter Ridge at Marvin Ridge coming your way. Kickoff shortly. Rivals hoping to bounce back from losses a week ago on our WCCB Game of the Week. And here come the hosts from Marvin Ridge. Very different kinds of losses. For Porter Ridge, it was an OT loss at the hands of Charlotte Catholic. For Marvin Ridge, they got blown out by Weddington, but it doesn't really change things for this week. They both won a victory tonight.
Absolutely. Right now, it's all about playing for seeding and opportunities in the playoffs, and playing good teams is what's going to set you up for those opportunities.
So Porter Ridge will receive the opening kick.
this is where it gets interesting. Porter Ridge receiving the opening kick, I should say. Ladies and gentlemen, it could be a show if number 7 catches this football.
Marvin Ridge, for certain, hoping that they can get some touchbacks and eliminate this aspect of the game for Porter Ridge. Rayshawn Elmore, the senior and ECU committees on the left of your screen there. One of the more dangerous return men that you'll find in the extended Charlotte area, but the kick booms to the end zone, and it's a touchback. Don't worry, he's plenty involved on the offensive side as well.
Absolutely, and this is one of the things that's going to be interesting as this game kicks off, and particularly when Porter Ridge has the football. This isn't the biggest offensive line, but they're physical. They love to run the football with this group. They run it in a lot of different ways. This is going to be about physicality and getting downhill, and then getting a guy like Elmore in space as well.
Keenan Sullivan is the junior quarterback for the Pirates. And he leads the offense as they get started from their own 20-yard line. The man in motion is Cam Hayden, a fellow junior. First play from scrimmage is a handoff, and Elmore is stopped after a gain of a couple. Evan Colacerto there on the tackle, number 52.
Yeah, Colacerto is really playing well for them, and Elmore already down, and he goes to the ground with an injury, and that is a major, major thing to keep an eye on in this football game. If Elmore can't come back, that severely changes some of the things that they're going to want to do offensively, Porter Ridge. And then if you're Marvin Ridge, that's a guy that you don't have to account for where he is every single snap. Things could get interesting if he can't come back in this game.
For perspective, Rayshawn Elmore is responsible for 16 of the 20 total touchdowns scored by this 5-1 Porter Ridge team this season.
The other thing that can be concerning in a situation like that, if you're the opponent, is now who's the focal point. You can't lean one way or the other. You have to play honest against everything.
On second down, Sullivan to throw. He targets Christian Myers, and it's swatted down, incomplete.
Brendan Hicks does an excellent job at the bottom of the screen. He drives this route. It's just a little hitch route. It's a little bit late, and he's all over it, getting that right hand in there to knock it away.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
That's a timing route. That ball's got to be on the receiver, Myers. As soon as he turns, it's got to be a situation where he's barely got time to find the ball, let alone catch it.
Big 3rd down on the opening series for the Pirates. Sullivan hands it off, and the run is stopped well short of the line to gain. That was the junior Jamal Suba on the carry, and Porter Ridge is going to punt it away.
That's a big stop on the first set of downs there. Quick 3 and out for this defense, in addition to minimizing the gain in terms of field position. So they're likely going to get the football right around midfield, maybe in plus territory for their first possession, the Mavericks.
Christian Myers, the wide receiver, is also the punter. And he skies it. Fair catch near the 40-yard line. Alex Voss, the Boston College commit, on the receiving end.
Big opportunity right here to start this football game. If you're the Mavericks, you get a quick 3 and out. If you can go down and put points on the board, all of a sudden Uncle Mo is at your back. And then you can just kind of continue to play with a level of confidence and play with a lead.
So now Levi Kerr, the quarterback, and the Marvin Ridge offense is on the field. Kerr fakes a handoff, spins it over to Levi Haynes, who is backtrotting in motion, and they'll get a medium gain out of it.
Yeah, that was one of the more interesting motions I've ever seen, with Levi Haynes sort of backpedaling his way toward the opposite sideline.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for the Mavericks. Kerr hands it off. And the run is stopped. And a flag comes out. Jake Robbins on the carry got tossed backward right around the time that whistle was blown.
Yeah, this is going to be an unnecessary roughness here. It's going to create a first down for the Mavericks. You see it here, he's just working to the left. Actually, that might be a face mask. Face mask in there early, but there's the play right there at the end. And there's the penalty. And that appears to be, if you can see in the middle of the screen, there's Elmore. So they are, looks like, still working on him. Be interesting to see if he's able to get back in this game.
Man in motion for Marvin Ridge. Kerr slings it, and it pops away. Fumbled after the reception, and the Pirates come up with the recovery.
See it again here. Pecora just makes the catch. He just loses the football on the outside there. It looks like it was stripped out of there by Dylan Blakeney. Knocks that ball loose. And it's going to be Pirates football. So both teams here early getting nothing out of their initial drives.
That, we haven't really mentioned it yet. That's what Porter Ridge does.
Yes.
They get takeaways. The senior defensive back, Dylan Blakeney, forcing the first in a scoreless game tonight. Keenan Sullivan with an option, fakes the pitch. That was covered up, and he is bullied right around the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Getting back to that turnover, that's the 7th recovered fumble for Porter Ridge this year in terms of takeaways. Plus, they've got the interceptions at 8, and then 20-plus sacks as Elmore's back in the game. So that's a positive sign that he's back out there. How effective he'll be, we'll find out.
A hugely positive sign for Porter Ridge. It's Elmore in the backfield with Sullivan. Sullivan to throw. Elmore blocking. It goes over the middle and drops incomplete. He's looking for Noel Bryant, the sophomore wideout.
Yeah, it was a nice read. He had him on the little in cut. There was space there. Just got to bring this ball down. Put a little bit too much on it. See, if he brings this ball down a little bit, he maybe has a chance to get to his guy. Now, obviously, the defender right there as well, but got to be a little bit more accurate. Give your guy an opportunity there.
Anthony Fuller, number 13 in blue, was the defender. If you bring it down a little bit but not enough,
right,
could have been picked off. Now it's 3rd and 10. Sullivan flushed out of the pocket, takes it himself, weaves between defenders, and he's laid out after a gain of 12, and he gets the first.
You know, Darren, this is a great job by Sullivan working his way up the field. I didn't think he'd get through there, and then he takes a shot, but he picks up the Body Works Plus first down.
Zane Schumacher on the hit. Keenan Sullivan's running ability, he actually leads the team in carries for the Pirates, something that Coach Hertz says is not necessarily by design more often than it's not, but it's not, he hesitated to call it improvisational.
If he doesn't like it, tuck it and go, right? It's that simple. Don't take a negative play. Get something as Elmore gets something positive there, picks up about 5.
So the second carry for Rayshon Elmore as he works his way back in after the initial injury. And now it'll be 2nd and 5.
He's mostly been in the backfield in this game. Haven't really seen him line up wide or even in the slot on a consistent basis. Something to keep an eye on where they line up Elmore and then how the defense adjusts.
More often than not, he has been in the backfield this season, still listed on the team's roster as a wide receiver. Man in motion, Sullivan dumps it down to Myers, and he turns quickly up the sideline and getting across midfield as well as the first down.
That's nice execution. A little tunnel screen there. You see Myers at the bottom of the screen, works up the field and comes back, makes the catch, and then gets up the shoot, as they say, to pick up that first down. Well executed by this offense.
Sullivan, number 5 in white, as you see. Every snap, he runs to the sideline, gets the play call, brings it back.
Yeah, he gets his steps in every night.
Play clock, rather, under 10 seconds now. As now he rolls to the left. This is an option. Takes it himself, sidesteps a couple of men, and gets a yard on the play.
You said something there with it being a quote option, and that's absolutely spot on. But this offense, by its nature, is largely a triple option based offense. Sometimes it'll have passes as part of that option, but this is a by and large option based offense where they're always going to give the quarterback an opportunity to make several decisions to get to the final result.
2nd and 9 after the gain of 1. To your earlier point, number 7, Elmore, is now split out wide, top of your screen.
Got to be careful. Yeah, that was going to be, they weren't quite sure who was supposed to be lined up where, and so they have to burn a timeout there.
And again, with Sullivan going to get the play call, by the time they called the timeout, play clock was down to 2 or 3 seconds. That's the first of the first half for Porter Ridge. Out of the timeout, that is still Elmore, split out wide.
A slot actually to the top of your screen there.
And it's a give to Elmore. And he busts outside, but is tackled at his ankles at the 40-yard line.
Nice play there.
Yeah, he's marked down at the 35. This is going to, the 36 rather, so it's enough for the first down.
Yeah, they kind of went with heavy motion to the left, everybody working left. He comes back right, and they allow him to be an athlete on the edge and see if he can turn the corner, and he's able to pick up the first down.
1st and 10 from the 36. It's a handoff up the middle, wrapped up right away. It'll get a yard for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's the big guy, Manny Lewis, down inside, number 44. And he is an absolute stud. Really understands how to play. What I like watching, you're not going to see as much of it tonight in certain ways. He's got the club on that right hand, but his ability with his hands to manipulate offensive linemen to get where he wants to go is fun to watch. If you like guys playing in the trenches, he's one to watch throughout this game tonight.
Again, 44 in blue on the far side of the defensive line. 2 yards on the carry, now 2nd and 8. Hayden in motion. Sullivan throws over the middle, looking for Myers, and overshoots his target.
Yeah, Brendan Hicks, look, this is a solid corner play. And it's to the right of your screen. You'll see it eventually. He's got that right hand wrapped around that hip, and he gets away with it. A lot of contact there. No call. Now, the difference at the high school and college level, you can touch the receiver until the ball goes in the air. So no illegal contact or anything like that, but certainly some contact. Good physical play out of the corner there.
Heavy formation, so this is likely to be direct snap to Elmore. It does go his way on 3rd and 8, and he fights for some extra yardage, but not enough. It'll be 4th down.
I think they called that because they're going for it on 4th down. That was a 4-down territory type of call. I think they were trying to see if they could get most of it. You're inside the 30-yard line, so unless you're going to kick a field goal here, punting the ball does you no good. So I think that call was based on going for it here on 4th down. It would be about a 50-yard field goal. Be about a 45-yard field goal from here.
Both teams in this game tonight do have very capable field goal kickers, but Porter Ridge is going to go for it again. Elmore again on a run, right over the middle, spins off of a man, and is eventually brought down. That's plenty enough for the first.
It's just a nice job, well executed. The physicality by Elmore to finish the run.
Just outside of the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Now back to a traditional formation with the quarterback Sullivan. Looking to throw, steps up, busts to the outside, and evades a big hit, gets a yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
Nice job by Sullivan, just getting something positive out of it. Didn't see a lot there. Nobody open to the right side. Works back to the left with his legs. Gets a couple of positive yards and gets out of bounds.
That was a play off for Rayshawn Elmore. You see he's returned to the huddle in place of Suba, so he'll be in the backfield here. 2nd down and 8. Elmore hit right away and brought down after about a yard. 3rd down now.
This is a defensive front, really a front 7 that is physical, gets after you. They play really well, understand how to play. They fit their gaps the right way, do a nice job as a group.
This is the shortest 3rd down so far for Porter Ridge. They're 1 for 3. They need 7 to get the first. It's a direct snap. Elmore runs himself on the option, still on his feet, pushing the pile, and comes up about a yard short.
Where else do you see that, where your athlete is playing the Wildcat quarterback and his pitch option is your starting quarterback? Coach Hurts in this offense dialing it up.
Porter Ridge in the crisis 2-care red zone, and they've got a big 4th down here. Looks with the spot, Reggie. They've got about 2 to get in order to achieve the first. Elmore with a hard snap count. Maybe to try to get somebody off sides and get it automatically. Here he goes, right up the chute, through everybody, and is spun down to the ground. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. But it advances the Pirates' drive and gives them goal to go.
That's big time. They're just saying, we think at the line of scrimmage we can win these battles and pick up the yardage we need.
First quarter comes to a close with no score yet, but Porter Ridge is threatening. Start of the second quarter. It's goal to go for Porter Ridge. Their heavy package with a direct snap to Rayshon Elmore, and he lunges inside the 5 and gets it to about the 2. Elmore, the star, an ECU Pirates commit. Leads Porter Ridge in touchdowns this season of basically any kind. 14 of the rushing variety. A couple kick return scores as well. Responsible for 16 of their 20 total touchdowns.
I think he's got a chance to have a great future with Coach Blake Harrell, and the Pirates love what that program is building.
Elmore again. Patiently leans over top of the defensive line, and he's at the half-yard line.
He tried to stretch that football out. They say that knee was down.
This will be 3rd and goal.
I'm going to take a wild guess.
From the 1. Yeah, I think we know what's coming here.
At the very least, it may not be Elmore, but they're going to run the football. I would actually keep an eye out here for some kind of a quarterback, maybe quarterback power with Sullivan working off maybe some play action type of a look. Nope, direct snap again.
Elmore's again. Tries to wheel around a would-be tackler. He reached and got it to the goal line, it looked like.
They say his knee was down again.
Knee was down again at the half-yard line, so they'll undoubtedly go for it on 4th again.
And Darren, you wonder, because he's a great athlete, but remember he hurt that ankle in the first quarter, that left ankle. You wonder if maybe he tries to go over the top there, if he could potentially get there with his athleticism, but not sure he can push off with that left leg right now because of that ankle injury in the first quarter.
It was Manny Lewis, big number 44, getting to him first. And Elmore not able to get around the big guy. So this is 4th down. Porter Ridge is 2 for 2 on 4ths so far in this game. Sullivan in motion. Elmore fakes the handoff and gets it in this time. His 15th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Pirates are on the board first.
Yeah, that time they almost went with they went with more like a little bit of a delay or a counter. Watch him look like he's going to work to the right, kind of takes a step to the right, and then he cuts back up the field. I think maybe he felt like he could get somebody out of a lane, was able to do that and get in the end zone.
Ryan Latimer with the extra point kick, and it is up and through to make it a 7-0 game.
There you see again, watch Elmore. He's going to look to the right and kind of work towards the right, and they get Manny Lewis blocked somehow. And he's able to cut right back off of that and get in the end zone. Very well executed that time by the Pirates. There you see Elmore talking to the trainers, and see the extra tape on that left ankle.
Well, he receives the snaps in what they call that heavy package, their Wildcat. I mean, that's in tight spaces. He's been brought down at the line of scrimmage a couple of times. He's taken a relative beating, so seems to be okay on that injured ankle. The kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Levi Haynes and Zane Schumacher, the two back to receive the kickoff for Marvin Ridge. And it skips into the end zone as Haynes leaves it be. It'll be a touchback for the Mavericks.
This is an important drive. Got to find an answer here if you're the Mavericks.
The way this one has gone early, Reg, one score feels more like two scores.
Yes. I think you're absolutely right.
Just the second opportunity for the Marvin Ridge offense is Levi Kerr fakes a handoff, gets it to Alex Voss. He steps inside of his man, trying to work it to the 30. It's a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. Kerr on 2nd down. Hands it off. Robbins again, the tailback. Bullies ahead for the 1 yard they needed, and it moves the sticks for a Body Works plus 1st down.
That's what you got to do. Just string together the first downs and move the chains and give your offense a chance to finish in the goal line.
So Levi Kerr making his 2nd start of the season as the quarterback for Marvin Ridge. Big-time baseball player.
I know you love that.
And the snap fumbled. He falls on it. Kerr, as a baseball player, a member of USA Baseball's 12U and 15U national teams. Now, he made the team this past summer for the 15U squad, was hurt, so didn't travel with them. They ultimately got a gold medal at the Pan American Games. He was a gold medalist at the 12U level, Reggie, an all-world team relief pitcher for Team USA.
Spin it, young fella. I'm not stepping in the box against him. I know that.
There he is on 2nd and long, rolling, long strides, dumps it, and finds his receiver, Haynes, across midfield to the 45, and he's got a 1st down.
This is just great job here by the quarterback. He keeps his eyes down the field and then dumps it off. And this is a nice route. Just go sit down in space. If you're Haynes, give your quarterback a chance, and he finds it.
Kerr quickly zips it over to Michael Pecora, and he's brought down for a loss. So again, behind schedule on 2nd down, but last time that was the case, it turned out okay for the Mavericks.
Pass completion resulted in a loss of 3 back to the 48.
Kerr, as the play breaks down, takes off with it himself and safely slides past the 40-yard line.
Yeah, of course it's a safe slide. He's a baseball guy. He's in there smooth with it, too. Good decision. Way to get down. Keep yourself out of trouble.
Now 3rd down and 5 for Marvin Ridge. It's a toss. Robbins powers his way ahead and will get about 8 yards on the carry to achieve the 1st down. Another Body Works plus 1st down for the Mavericks. It was the first 3rd down attempt and conversion for Marvin Ridge. First and 10. Haynes, nowhere to go. Will Taylor, the senior linebacker, with the tackle there.
This is one of those guys in Haynes that he's a big play waiting to happen. Just got to give him enough opportunities. He's one of those guys, like I always say in a game, you look at certain players and you go, if we just get him enough touches, something explosive is going to happen. He is that guy.
So here we go again, 2nd and long. That's 3 times in a row. Negative play on 1st down for the Mavericks, but here we are. The drive still continues. Kerr steps up, throws, and it drops incomplete as he was looking for Haynes.
I think Kerr was getting ready to take off, but he just navigated the pocket, and then he settled himself back down. This is actually a really good read and a good throw. Just take a little bit of smoke off of it, right? Give me less of that pitcher arm and a little more of that quarterback. And kind of float it in there, and your guy's probably able to run under that one or run into that one and pick up big yardage on a 1st down.
He'll learn that. He's just a sophomore at the quarterback position. That's one of the difficulties as a baseball and a football player is managing the velocity. Baseball, you're more velocity driven. Football, a little bit less so. You got to be smart about it.
3rd and 12. The pocket breaks down. Kerr has no choice but to go down. Mekhi Henriquez got there first.
Yeah, Mekhi Henriquez has been an absolute menace to opposing offenses on that Queen City home store legendary tackle. Makes that play in the backfield. Listen to this for Mekhi Henriquez. That's his 11th tackle for loss this year, and he's got 8 sacks. I mean, this guy is an absolute problem defensively.
Queen City home store taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game. And now Marvin Ridge must punt it away. This is returnable for Rayshawn Elmore. Hesitates, bounces to the outside on the far sideline, and he is wrangled out of bounds. A good return to get it out of deep in their own territory. 7-0 Porter Ridge with the lead and the football. 4:40 remaining in the first half. Four minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. Porter Ridge with a 7-0 lead on our WCCB game of the week. They just got it back after forcing a punt. Keenan Sullivan fakes the give, takes off with it himself, and is caught from behind by Manny Lewis and company. Medium gain for the Pirates. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Nice job that time by Sullivan. Works over to the left, sees a little bit of a crease, makes the right cut to get up the field. That's a nice start to the drive to get ahead of the chains. 2nd and 5, a good place to be. You can pick up 3 or 4 here. Put yourself in a very manageable 3rd down.
Homecoming festivities at halftime. 2nd down and 5.
2 backs behind Sullivan. It's a give for Rayshawn Elmore. Wow, he swims underneath of a tackle attempt. Gets a couple and then is driven back. So stoppage of forward motion has him at a 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 2.
This is an interesting run because he's working to the left right here. How did he get underneath number 33, Patrick Cunningham? I still am trying to figure that out.
He is our Fred Caldwell Chevrolet Speed Check. Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. These numbers do not include his kickoff return prowess. couple of return scores this season, so obviously when he gets some open space, he can bust it. And early movement on third down for the Pirates. And actually the spot Reggie had them at closer to 3rd and 1. That's going to back them up to 3rd and 6.
Yeah, they're going to get a false start here. It looked like there was some miscommunication between the quarterback and the slot receiver number 2, Cam Hayden. They're trying to get him going in motion. Looks like there, and they just kind of don't ever get on the same page. And it cost them 5 yards there, so now it'll be a 3rd and long.
Porter Ridge is 1 for 6 on 3rd downs. But they are 3 for 3 on 4th. Sullivan slings it to Christian Myers, and he's driven out of bounds right around the marker. Looks like he comes a yard or 2 short.
Nice grab there, good timing throw to Myers. But as you mentioned, they're going to be a little bit short and likely going to have to punt this football away. You don't want to go for it here, backed up in your own end. Give it away in plus territory for the Mavericks.
And rather, Myers, who is also the punter, goes to the sideline. Keenan Sullivan coming in. They will go for it here on 4th and 1.
This is a big, big, big gamble here. Granted, they have a 7-0 lead, but a big gamble.
Direct snap. Rayshawn Elmore pings off of a would-be tackler, hurdles a man, heads to the outside, and his long strides get him near the 20 on the other end.
Gets up slowly there, but again, watch him work. He works to the right-hand side. He's got a couple of guys in front to block. Bounces off a tackler. This cut right here is the key to the whole thing, and he's able to get outside, and then it's all speed down that right sideline.
So, Reggie, now the Pirates are 1 for 7 on 3rd downs. They're 4 for 4 on 4th, using every play that they have to their advantage.
Sounds like they're trying to get to 4th down there.
Right, yeah. Right, if Coach Hurts had it his way, they wouldn't get to 4th, but you do what you got to do, I guess.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You do what you got to do. Looks like
And
Porter
a
Ridge.
timeout, timeout called by Porter Ridge. A couple of things at work here. 2:03 on the clock, so closing in on halftime. Also, you saw Rayshawn Elmore after that long run, sidelined, apparently hobbled again, so maybe you give him a chance to re-enter on the very next play here.
And for clarity, no 2-minute timeout in high school football.
Right, so the clock's not going to stop.
The clock's not going to stop. It's a good timeout here. Get organized, figure out what you want to do. You're in plus territory. Essentially, you're in the red zone, like right on the tip of the red zone. Some would call this the true red zone. Some, if they say they're at the 20.5, it's the high red zone, whatever. But close enough. And so you want to make sure you're on the same page with what you want to do here to try to get in the end zone.
And a flag pre-snap out of the back judge's hand, calling for a false start. Interesting. The umpire, rather, making that call. The positioning is interesting either way.
I'm not sure who he got that one on. There was plenty of guys trying to get in a stance there, so not sure who was the guilty party.
So now 1st and 15. Sullivan tucks it and runs. Squirts through a group of defenders. Not sure how that happened. Does manage some positive yardage, 3 yards or so.
That play actually looked doomed from the start by the penetration that this Marvin Ridge defensive front got, but somehow Sullivan picks up a few yards. Still behind the chains.
2nd and 12. The Marvin Ridge 22-yard line. Sullivan throws at the original line of scrimmage, and the play is thwarted rather quickly. Brady Morgan with the tackle.
Yeah, they tried to go to Cam Hayden out in the flat. They basically run a couple of guys up the field, a couple of slants, and then they just try to run a little out route, little arrow route toward the sideline underneath it to Cam Hayden, and he gets absolutely blown up.
3rd and 10. It's a timeout, this time by Marvin Ridge. That's their first of the half. They've got 2 remaining.
Interestingly enough there as well, no Elmore on the field on that particular play. So a little bit different from a defensive mindset of who to key on, where to look, where your eyes need to go.
And without a playmaker like that, Reg, can it sometimes be easier for a defense to kind of play straight up, right, and just go off of instinct?
Well, it can be, and sometimes it can be harder because when I'll say it the way they would likely say it. Hey, when 7's in there, he's got something to do with whatever's happening. When 7's not in there, right, Elmore in this case, who's got something to do with what's happening? It could be anybody else, and so that's where sometimes it can be more difficult because that guy is not involved. So now you have to kind of play more of a straight-up defense as opposed to leaning to or cheating to one guy.
Still no Elmore. Sullivan with the man Hayden in motion. Now he runs. Pass is tipped up into the air and incomplete. Excellent pursuit by the Marvin Ridge defensive front. Specifically, Jake Robbins here.
But he's late. He missed his tight end, Alex Todd, on a seam route. Todd was in the slot to the top of the screen. He missed him on a seam route. If he gets right to the top of his drop and makes that throw, that's a first down and likely more. He missed him, and then the pass rush got to him and shut that play down.
So it will be a field goal attempt for Porter Ridge.
Christian Myers, a former quarterback, is the holder.
So the kick is up, 37-yard attempt, and it is through. Nice job by Ryan Latimer to make it a 10-0 game.
That's a big spot to get points there. 48 seconds left to go in this first half. Make this a 2-possession game, the way your defense has been playing. And then, most importantly, offensively, the way you're chewing up this clock, just shrinking the football game.
This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Haynes back to receive, pulls it in at the 1. Here we go. Levi Haynes to the near side, got a good block, and is pushed out of bounds near midfield. Excellent return for the Mavericks.
This is a really nice return. I like that he's sort of, for lack of a better term, impatient, right? Works up the field, nothing there, bounces off a tackler as well, and then he gets up that sideline, and he just needed a little bit more real estate. And he might have had a chance to take that one the distance. But that's a nice return. Kerr and this offense have been able to move the ball at times. This is a good opportunity. Still have timeouts in your pocket with 39 seconds.
So the spot had him out at the 42. It's a 41-yard return. And now Levi Kerr to throw. Slings it off the fingertips of Alex Voss.
I think one of the things in a situation and scenario like this, and I think a lot of coaches at the high school and college level kind of forget, I would in these situations look to use the middle of the field. Here's why. Because the clock stops on first downs. They don't want you to get to the sideline. I'm going to take the middle of the field, but I'm going to take 15 to 18-yard chunks over the middle of the field. So I'm going to move the chains, and I'm going to stop the clock.
Marvin Ridge, worth noting, also still has 2 timeouts remaining. Kerr steps up, floats it, 2 feet in bounds. Levi Haynes gets the first and into Porter Ridge territory.
Great patience by Kerr. Haynes is, you see his feet at the top of the screen in the slot. He comes all the way across the formation. Kerr slides up in the pocket and puts it on him. Gives this guy a chance to come down with his feet in bounds. Excellent throw, great route, nice catch for a first down.
There's that touch you were looking for earlier from Levi Kerr. If you throw that as a pitch,
right,
you're getting taken yard, but that's the right move for a football game.
Well, and the other piece of that was understanding the scenario and situation. You got to get that over the top of the underneath coverage and down in front of the deep coverage, the safeties in the corners. Watch this. So in the slot at the top, you see Haynes, and he's working all the way across the field. Watch him step up and then lofts that ball over the top and drops it in right near the sideline. It gives this guy a chance to go up and get it, come down with those feet clean, and picks up the first down and gets out of bounds. That is a big-time throw for a sophomore quarterback.
Gets it to the 37-yard line. They're not quite to field goal range for them. But still some time, those 2 timeouts to work with.
Although Coach Carter was bullish on his kicker.
Here's a deep shot. Haynes toward the end zone, and it drops incomplete. Covered by Dylan Blakeney, who we've seen impact this game already early in the first quarter.
Good decision, great read. Give him a chance by keeping that ball more towards the middle of the field. Give him a chance to go up and get it. Back shoulder is a possibility there as well, but you throw that out of bounds, it's tough for your guy to be able to go get it, because Haynes will go get it. We've seen his ability to get off the ground and make a play on the football.
24.5 seconds left until halftime.
Second and 10. Kerr steps up and is tripped down to the ground for a loss, as now a timeout called.
Yeah, big number 77, Dawson James, gets the sack there. And again, I'll say it as I said earlier in the game. On one side, if you're talking about Marvin Ridge on defense, number 44, Manny Lewis, right? The double numbers tonight. On the other side, Dawson James, number 77, for the Pirates. Watch him work up inside. Defensive tackle. He's working up inside. He comes on a little stunt to the outside. So he loops around. His little TE stunt. He loops around to the outside, or ET stunt, I should say. He loops around to the outside and then clubs the tackle out of the way, gets back inside to make that play. That is big time. That's how you use your hands. Excellent understanding of the leverage you have, and finds a way to make that play.
3rd down and 12 for Marvin Ridge. They're 1 for 1 on thirds. They converted from 5 yards out earlier in this game.
Anytime you can run games in these type of scenarios, it can impact young offensive linemen.
Kerr to throw. And it's dropped right in the hands of Jake Robbins. But he had that wheel route going, probably would have been brought down immediately after the catch.
Well, I think that's what he was thinking about. I think he's worried about getting away from the defender who's kind of showing up. Number 15 there, Grant Forrest. I think he's trying to think about making him miss. Maybe took his eyes off the football for a half second, trying to figure out what he was going to do against that, and unable to bring it in.
4th down and 12 for Marvin Ridge. They're going to run an offensive play here. This would be quite the field goal attempt, something like a 57-yarder. So here's Kerr to throw it again. Over the middle. Caught by Haynes in space. And he pushes his way to the 1-yard line. Timeout called, and there is still time on the clock for the Mavericks.
Great patience, no panic by the quarterback. Look at Kerr, watch him navigate the pocket, eyes down the field, letting his guys clear, steps up and puts this ball in a perfect spot. His guy goes up and gets it, and he's unable to get in the end zone. Now, part of Cam Hayden there, he was the defender in the back. He's waiting for that ball to drop into his chest to pick it off, and Haynes goes up and snatches it out of the air. Watch Hayden. See, he's waiting for the interception, and Haynes says, no, I'm going to go make a play, and nearly gets in the end zone.
3 seconds on the clock. Marvin Ridge looking for their first score of the game. And a touchdown would pull it within a score right under the wire before halftime.
That is a great adjustment by Haynes to go get the football, and I love this. Go for it on 4th down. Watch big number 44, Manny Lewis, inside.
Looks like he's going to be the lead blocker. Robbins receives the direct snap, goes to the outside, and he's into the end zone for the Marvin Ridge touchdown.
Now, this is just old school. We're just better than you at the line of scrimmage. We're going to win up front and then bounce it outside and get in the end zone.
Ford failing on for the extra point attempt, his first of the evening, and it is through. We've got a 3-point game at the half on our WCCB Game of the Week. A tight one, as it always is, between Porter Ridge and Marvin Ridge. Porter Ridge 10, Marvin Ridge 7, midway through. Stick around on our WCCB Game of the Week. Halfway through our WCCB Game of the Week, a big-time rivalry. It seems like this one is always close. Marvin Ridge with a touchdown as time expired in the second quarter to make it a 10-7 game. But it is halftime, and that, as always, means it's time for our senior spotlight.
I'm Zach Cullen. I'm a senior at Sun Valley High School. First sport I kind of got into was golf because my parents were scared about contact. My dad played football and the injury aspect. But at 5 years old, I kind of knew it's what I wanted to do. So that's what I went with and that's what I pursued.
Funny enough, we didn't even want Zach to play football or contact sports. I played and I had a lot of injuries, so I put a golf club in his hand when he was like 2 years old. And at 5, he came up and said, "Dad, I want to play football like you did." And my wife and I agreed that if that's the case, I was going to coach.
My dad coached me from 5th grade all the way up to 8th grade. You know, he always kind of stuck by my side. You know, he was super hard on me, which is what made me into the great player I am. And he really just kind of set the whole milestone kind of just for what was to come.
He's always been the most competitive kid I've ever known. In 4th grade here at Sun Valley, he got a 60-yard run and got pushed out of bounds. And we were all pumped up, and he threw the ball down. He was mad. And I'm like, "What's wrong? You just had a great long run." And he's like, "I didn't score." Like, that's how competitive. 4th grade, 8 years old, that's what he's doing. Really, COVID was what changed everything for him, I think. When he got stuck inside, quarantined, he asked us to buy him a weight bench, and that changed everything. He just wanted to be the best. He just works just tirelessly more than anybody else, and that on top of his gifts that he has makes him who he is.
When I first met Zach, he was an 8th grader. They were coming over to lift after school. Kind of just stood out for him when I met him for the first time. His just natural strength and, change of direction, speed and agility and whatnot. We kind of knew as coaches he could be a special player, not only on the offensive side as a running back, but on defense as a linebacker too. And now he even punts for us and gives us a little bit different element in special teams as well. Zach started as a freshman for us. Didn't get as many carries as he probably wanted. I know he was frustrated a little bit with it, and it would have been easy for him to just play JV that year and be the guy, but he really grew up in a hurry. He was behind a senior that year. That guy got banged up a little bit, so he became our starter a little bit for a few games in the mix. Even as a freshman, did a really good job of finding contact. Doesn't like to really run around people. He likes to run through people. So I got a lot of him getting, into the defense and really lowering his shoulder and finding those tough yards, which is hard to teach. You can't really teach that, I feel like.
Oh yeah, I like to crash into people, yeah.
I think Zach's one of those guys that people gravitate towards. It's more of not necessarily a vocal leader, but it's leading by example. He's one of our top 3 guys in every aspect: classroom, weight room, practice habits. All of it is top 3 for him, if not top 1. Those kind of things really translate and help the program out, because when the young guys see him, they see how hard he works outside the game field, and that really makes a difference for programs.
He's so committed. It's been very easy as a father because I don't have to push him. He practices 4 to 5 days a week, has a game on Fridays, and he does speed training twice a week. It's just to watch him is a gift as a dad, because you just know he's so self-driven.
My work ethic really just comes from my parents. They've always just wanted me to be the best I can, no matter what, and do the best that I can. So I kind of think that just plays into every single role in my life, with working hard and getting what you put in.
Yeah, going into next year, I'm just excited to see what the future holds for him. I know that he already holds an offer from UNC Pembroke. I'm positive there's going to be more to come. He's going to make a program better wherever he goes, whatever side of the ball he ends up on. The sky's the limit for this guy.
What makes me most proud about Zachary is just who he is as a human being. Every teacher, every guidance counselor, every coach has told us that he's just such a good person. It just makes you super proud, and he's just a great son.
If I would say anything to my parents, it's just thank you. Honestly, it's just they've helped me so much. They've supported me. They've been by my side no matter what, no matter if it was hard, easy, no matter. They were just always there. They are loving, supportive, and the best parents I could ever ask for.
Zachary, Mom and I are so proud of you. You know that. I tell you every day, I tell everybody that has ears near me that I'm proud of you. Keep being such a great person and a great human being. You're going to do amazing things in life, or whatever you choose to do, and you know me and Mom got your back. We love you.
My name is Zach Cullen, and this is my Varsity Spotlight.
This week's WCCB Game of the Week is brought to you by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Body Works Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. Halftime. On our Game of the Week, Porter Ridge up by 3, 10-7 on top of Marvin Ridge. Stay with us.
Next up is Grace Rogers.
Be sure to join us next week on our WCCB Game of the Week. A really good one on tap. A couple of potentially undefeated teams going into that one.
Yeah, Providence State on the road at Christ School. No score updates from them yet. Charlotte Latin up 17-7 against Cannon School tonight. So potential 2-7 in those next week.
Should be a good one. Be sure to join us for our WCCB Game of the Week a week from tonight. But we got a good one on our hands tonight. So stick around with 1 half remaining. Porter Ridge 10, Marvin Ridge 7 on Marvin Ridge's homecoming night. tight one here through one half on our game of the week. Porter Ridge 10, Marvin Ridge 7. Second half starting shortly. Stay with us on the WCCB game of the week. Time for the start of the second half on our WCCB game of the week. A 3-point game so far. Porter Ridge got up 10-0. Marvin Ridge scored a touchdown and got the extra point as time expired for the second quarter. And now the Mavericks are going to get the kickoff to begin the third. With Reggie Walker, I'm Darren Vaught. We're glad you're here. And Reg, it seems like this one is always tight between these two teams.
It's tight and physical, and I think that's the biggest key is the physicality. Both teams obviously want to lean into their running game and control the line of scrimmage. We've seen that throughout the night.
This kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Ryan Latimer boots it away for the Pirates, and it's returnable from the 2. It was Levi Haynes, or excuse me, that rather is Zane Schumacher. They swapped places as the deep men to start the second half.
Nice tackle there by Arthur Scott IV, coming down there on special teams, making a play.
Arthur's seen some time in the offensive formation in the first half. No carries yet for the running back on that side of the football. And now Levi Kerr's going to come back out with the Marvin Ridge offense.
You see Dylan Blakeney there kind of hanging out in the Marvin Ridge huddle. He plays for Porter Ridge, by the way.
This game's got some edge to it. Alex Voss, the Boston College commit, the man in motion. Kerr dumps it down low. Here's Levi Haynes on a screen. Powers his way up to the 30-yard line as the tackle is made by Cam Hayden.
Yeah, they had a 2-by-2 set. They run the motion away to get the defense to shift to the opposite side of the field. Then they come back with a tunnel screen in a one-on-one situation.
Levi Haynes is our Fred Caldwell Chevrolet speed check. Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. That's, of course, because he's very fast. We've seen that already. And that was a fast first down again. 12 yards on the carry by Jake Robbins right up the chute.
And to pay off your Haynes point, 18.6 yards a catch. That tells you what kind of speed and ability he has to create big plays as you see Robbins on the nice run.
Couple of consecutive plays for first downs for Marvin Ridge, and now it's another handoff. Robbins patiently steps to the left, busts up the middle, and it's a gain of 15. Another one moves the sticks.
This is good vision right here by Robbins. Works up to the middle and then quick cut to the outside to the left, and then picks up a Bodyworks plus first down.
Marvin Ridge, who flat out just did not run at nearly as many plays as Porter Ridge in the first half, has looked efficient when they have been on the field. Just as I say that, Robbins stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Dawson James and company down there inside. Just very difficult to consistently create space in the running game with those guys in the middle.
No gain on the play. Early in the third quarter, third-point game.
Evan McCarthy in there as well, number 72. A couple of big guys in the middle to try to move.
Kerr to throw on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, finds Cooper Meek, the junior tight end, for his first catch, and he's still on his feet past the first down marker and eventually dragged out of bounds.
Yeah, I like Cooper Meek a lot. I think he's a guy that I'd love to see them get more involved in their offense because of that right there. The physicality, finishes the catch, picks up the first down, good hands. He's a nice route runner. I think they need to get him more involved in this offense.
Another first down for the Mavericks. Kerr gives Robbins. He stopped dead in his tracks. That was Dawson James again.
Yeah, Dawson James is just, he's a menace inside. He's disruptive. He does a nice job. He can penetrate when he wants to penetrate. And then sometimes he'll just kind of play at the line of scrimmage, almost like he's two-gapping and reading where the ball is going, and then he'll make a play there as well. He's so good with his hands. Him, obviously, we've talked about ad nauseum, but then Manny Lewis for Marvin Ridge, really good with his hands as well.
Kerr on 2nd down. It's a toss for Robbins, and he's inside the 20. Comes about a yard short of the first down. Marvin Ridge now in the crisis to care red zone. Third and 1 for the Mavericks. They were 1 for 2 in the first half on third down.
Look at this formation. You got big number 44, Manny Lewis, in there basically playing fullback with Evan Colacerdo as well.
Robbins receives the direct snap and is stopped for a slight loss.
Dylan Blakeney does a nice job coming off the edge. Watch him, right-hand side of your screen. He pops into the picture right there, and he's waiting for Robbins. They get, that's the key right there, though. Dawson James, he's able to stand Cooper Meek up, and that's what created the issue in the backfield.
Looks like Marvin Ridge is going to go for it here on 4th and 2. This is the same formation they got their rushing score with for Robbins from half a yard out to close the first half, and Robbins is grabbed and dragged to the ground by Will Taylor. Turnover on downs, and it's Porter Ridge football.
That is a big-time play. This is a nice read by Taylor. Watch him scrape over the top and then finish. That's really well done. Part of that play made there also by Charles Watson at that defensive end spot. He gets up the field, creates a little bit of a bubble, and that allows the defenders to work over the top and scrape over the top of that play and make it behind the line of scrimmage, or short of the first down, I should say.
So Marvin Ridge, with a kicker in Ford Failing that Coach Carter says he trusts from about 55 yards, electing not to tie the game, and Porter Ridge with a toss to Cam Hayden reverses the field on the very next play, all the way across and down at the 35.
That is a big-time play for them. Looks like he's going to be stopped right there, and he just bounces off Colacerto, and all of a sudden it's a foot race. Look at Elmore get downfield trying to get a block, and they pick up a Bodyworks plus first down and flip the field.
That is an incredible swing for the Pirates. To get the stop defensively is one thing. To get it well into Mavericks territory, another. Keenan Sullivan hands off. And it's a short gain, maybe 2 yards there. Scott with his first carry.
Almost immediately by Patrick Cunningham of the Mavericks, who led the defensive charge.
And it'll be 2nd and 8.
And if you're Porter Ridge, you've got to find a way to finish this drive. And if you're Marvin Ridge, as you see Scott there, just unable to really get on track. If you're Marvin Ridge, the conversation is no more first downs. See if we can force a punt here.
Arthur Scott remains the back. Sullivan quickly turns, throws. Blakeney with a catch. And nearing the first down marker is brought down. This is going to be 3rd and a couple.
They're doing this right now. No Elmore on that particular play. Back in there now.
Scoots around the right side, avoids a couple of tacklers, picks up 6.
So again, Porter Ridge, we've mentioned this a couple of times, 1 for 8 on 3rd downs in the first half. However, they were 4 for 4 on 4th down. I would believe this to be 4-down territory for the Pirates. It's a give to Scott over the middle, shuffles through and gets the first and then some. Not quite to the 20-yard line. Looks like it's going to be at the 21 for 1st and 10.
It's a big first down. Like you mentioned, keeps the clock moving after they reset the chains, obviously. But most importantly, an opportunity now to put more points on the board to extend this lead and potentially push it to 2 possessions.
First down from the 21.
Scott again, off tackle right.
Scott is one of the bigger backs that they've got. So now to have him in the second half start to beat on your defense could have a toll in the 4th quarter.
Pirates in the crisis to care red zone after that carry with the spot at the 17-yard line.
2nd down and 6, under 5 minutes left, 3rd quarter.
2nd and 6 for Porter Ridge. Sullivan hands it to Arthur Scott again, and he's finally wrapped up and brought down for a loss.
Big hit.
Colacerto with the tackle.
Watch him right here. Oh, he just meets him in the hole. That's excellent. Left shoulder, right on the football. Wrap the legs, drive your feet. That's how you make a stop in the hole.
Now 3rd and 6 for Porter Ridge.
6 yards to go.
Sullivan throws it. Elmore, hitch and go. Got around his man and in between to step across the first down line.
Pass complete to Keenan Sullivan.
So Rayshon Elmore with his first catch of the game gets the first.
That's a nice play by Elmore too. Just understanding where he is, great awareness, sees the sideline, sees the sticks, and just kind of sticks that ball out there and pick up that first down.
Goal to go from the 9 now for the Pirates. Sullivan immediately rolls left, throws with his right. It's caught. Not much after that for Dylan Blakeney.
Swing pass complete to Dylan Blakeney.
It's good speed, good pursuit by this Mavericks defense. Nice job getting over there and finding a way to make a play.
Officially, it's a gain of a yard, so down to the 8-yard line. It'll be second down. Porter Ridge just gobbles up this clock. I mean, under 3.5 to go in the third quarter on this, their first possession of the second half. Heavy package, so Elmore likely to receive the snap. Here he goes. And he runs through Colacerto for not a huge gain.
Yeah, I think they were looking for Arthur Scott, 26, to pick up this block. He kind of runs right by number 26 there. Was that 26 or 28? I think it was 26.
Yeah, I think it was Ryan Vosey, so I misspoke.
He ran right past him, and that probably is the block you need. He ended up being the guy making the tackle. But if you make that block, maybe there's a chance for Elmore to get in the end zone.
So now it's at the 6-yard line. Goal to go, third down for the Pirates. Elmore hesitates after a step forward and beats everybody to the edge, in for the touchdown. His second rushing score of the night, 16th of the season, and that makes it a 2-score game.
This is just speed and athleticism. There's nothing there inside where he initially wants to go. Then he just has to outrun everybody. He's able to get there. Touchdown.
That is an ideal start to the second half for Porter Ridge. Forcing the turnover on downs deep in their own territory. They come back with a score on the other end. And Ryan Latimer's extra point is through. And it's a 10-point Pirates lead. 2:23 remaining in the third on our WCCB Game of the Week. Ten-point lead for Porter Ridge as Ryan Latimer kicks it away for the Pirates. In search of their 6th win of the season. Both these teams coming off of losses a week ago. It's another one returnable for Marvin Ridge. Levi Haynes Well, not quite to the 30-yard line, and that's where it'll start for the Mavericks. Turnover on downs the last time out for the Marvin Ridge offense. But you know, Reggie, despite just having only scored 7 points at this juncture in the game, I think there's a lot of encouraging things happening for the Marvin Ridge offense.
They've moved the ball really well. The quarterback position with obviously Levi Kerr, I think, is more than stabilized. His ability to push the ball down the field and make plays with his feet.
Robbins in motion out of the backfield. Kerr gives for Alex Voss on a screen. And he's brought down from behind with a head of steam. He gets not quite to the 35. Gain of 5.
That play by Mekhi Henriquez, unbelievable. Watch number 10 right here. He recognizes it, retraces his steps, and he's the guy that makes the tackle. That's an unbelievable play with great individual effort by one guy.
Second down, 3 yards.
And the spot gave him the 35, so that's actually a gain of 7. 2nd and 3. Kerr. Double clutches, spins away from trouble, running himself, gets to the first down, and gets out of bounds.
Another great job by Kerr. It started with, again, he wanted to go to the right side. Watch the bottom of the screen. He wants to go to Robbins right here. Mekhi Henriquez covers that up. He recognizes it, goes the other way, and picks up a first down with his feet. Great job by the quarterback. Didn't panic, didn't throw to a spot and make a mistake. Read it and had an adjustment for it.
1st and 10 from the 42. Misdirection. Robbins stopped after a gain of 1. And it'll be 2nd and 9. The decision making you've noted a few times for Kerr.
Doesn't panic.
And again, just a sophomore. This is his 2nd start of the season.
He's going to be really good in due time.
2nd and 9, play fake. Hits a quick hitch and a big tackle made after a gain of 3.
Dylan Hernandez, he read that really, Dylan Blakeney, I should say, read that really well and drove on that route. Made the play right on the catch.
Michael Pecora with his 3rd catch of the evening.
By the way, credit has to be given again. I know we're talking about it a lot, but Kerr coming out of the play action fake, the quickness of the release to get that football out there was well done. Watch Voss to the bottom of the screen here, working to the inside.
3rd and 5 now for Marvin Ridge. They're 1 for 3 on thirds today. Kerr throws over the middle, hits his man in stride, and again it's Cooper Meek. Catch number 2. He's up with the first down at the 30.
Yeah, Meek is the number 3 receiver on a trip set at the top. He just comes across the formation. They've found a lot of success on those crossing routes, and that time they pick up a Bodyworks Plus first down.
And that is how the 3rd quarter concludes. Still a 10-point game, but Marvin Ridge looking to pull it back within a score as we open the 4th when we return. Start of the fourth quarter.
First down and 10 Mavericks in the 32.
And Marvin Ridge with it. On first down, Levi Kerr floats it over to Levi Haynes. He gets inside the red zone in a stiff arm as he goes out of bounds. So Marvin Ridge in the crisis to care red zone now. Let's have another look at that play from Haynes.
Yeah, that's a grown man stiff arm. Catches it out here in the flat, and he's got a message for any DB that thinks he's going to come up and make a tackle. Hey, Christian Coffin, don't try to tackle me. You're going to get a mush stiff arm.
There's Robbins on first. Gets it to about the 15. So a couple of yards picked up there.
One thing about Aubrey Carter in this offense, they're not going to abandon the run, which is a good thing. You got to keep the running game involved, keep them honest. But the way that Kerr has been throwing this football, I trust him to make a lot of decisions.
Well, and Robbins has been effective. I think it's opened things up for Kerr as well. Now 2nd and 8. It goes to Robbins in the flat. He's wrapped up right away. That was detected immediately, and there's Cawthon making the play.
Yeah, that's a great job by Cawthon. He reads it. He stays home on the outside. You can see him at the top of the screen. So he stays home. He passes off the vertical route because he knows he's got safety help, comes down and makes the play on the catch in the flat.
It's a big loss now, 3rd and 11 for Marvin Ridge.
I suspect Coach Carter and his offensive coaches will come back to that and see if they can hit that vertical route if Cawthon squats again.
Kerr goes to the vertical route. Alex Voss caught in zone. Touchdown, Marvin Ridge.
Similar structure, different receiver. Watch him at the top. It's a different DB up there as well with Blakeney, but they give you the route to the flat with Robbins, and then they let Voss work up the field. Nice catch.
The sophomore to the Boston College commit, and it's back within a score. Failing on for the PAT. It is good. 3-point game at 17-14.
Take another look. Look at the right, the top of the screen. It's 1-on-1, but watch him bring Robbins out in the flat. That holds the safety, the corner, I should say, Blakeney's eyes. Voss is able to get vertical on him, and there's a touchdown pass. Excellent read. Great job by Kerr recognizing the coverage. They came back to it offensively, and they get the touchdown.
Just as you said, you thought they might. It's a good call by you.
Every now and then. Every now and then. But look, it comes down. Look, this is a good coaching staff. Both of these staffs are really good. I should go ahead and point that out. But that's the mark. That's what good coaches do. They see things. Oh, this cornerback or somebody. Okay, we see maybe some dirty eyes or maybe something we can capitalize on. We're going to come back to it. They come back to it and they get a touchdown.
So the touchdown and the subsequent kickoff powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Now, one thing's for sure, Porter Ridge, if they can keep a hold of the football, they're going to run a lot of this remaining 10:30 off the clock, although that goes out of bounds. They're going to get good field position to start.
You're talking about field position out past the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. That is the last thing you wanted in that scenario right there.
So the illegal procedure starts it at the 35 for Porter Ridge. Bringing Sullivan back out.
This is great field position for them. Elmore out to the left all by himself.
Sullivan hands it off to Arthur Scott. Shakes a tackle first. And then bodied by a few more Mavericks defenders, but a flag came out from behind.
That's either a hold or a face mask. This is a big call right here. You're either going to create a great situation for the offense or put them far behind the chains. And it's a face mask.
Against the Mavericks.
That goes against the defense. Another look at it.
Not quite sure who got it in there. I didn't see it there, but the referee behind the play saw it. And that's going to be an automatic first down. And that pushes the football all the way out to midfield. Great field position for the Pirates. And there you see the big guy, Manny Lewis, on the sideline. One of the better defensive linemen you'll see in this area.
Sullivan play fake, all kinds of time. Runs himself and is pushed out after a gain of about 5.
That's a good decision. Don't force anything. Don't make a mistake. Get what you can and get out of bounds. See, there's nothing there. This is great coverage. They rushed. They essentially dropped 8. They were in a 8-man coverage, but a spy. So it's really a 7+1. Nothing there. Just run the ball. They're not going to give you a window to throw the football and push it vertically down the field. I'd be very content right now if I were the Pirates to run the football as well. You've had success with it, and you've got the lead here in the fourth quarter.
2nd and 5. Sullivan pitches. It's Cam Hayden, quite to the 40-yard line. That was interesting. Hayden dropped back because Scott was the initial back.
It goes back to, again, all these triple option principles. Everything they do is going to create another option for the quarterback. See, there's an option there, and now it becomes a lead with Scott out in front. So, again, another creative way to get a lead type of play running to the edge.
And Manny Lewis, it should be noted, back into the game for that play. He was the one that they sort of worked that option play around, but he caught Hayden from behind for the tackle.
You got to be careful optioning that guy.
Yeah.
If that's the guy you decide not to block, you better make really good decisions with the football.
3rd and 1. Scott, patient, breaks to the right, and he's through for the first.
That's a big first down. Scott, the bigger back of the trio that they have, and he does an excellent job. Doesn't try to do too much, just gets north and south to pick up the Bodyworks plus first down.
Porter Ridge was 1 for 8 on thirds in the first half. That's now 4 of 4 on 3rd down in the second half.
I guess they decided to avoid 4th down, which they were really good on.
If you can. Sullivan out of the shotgun. Arthur Scott again ripped down from behind. Manny Lewis with the tackle.
How about Manny Lewis coming off that right side of the defense, the left side of the offensive line, makes a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Leads the team in tackles for loss. He has tallied several more of those tonight.
Looking forward to watching him at the next level, but we also get to see him at the Shrine Bowl.
That's true. Prior to that, Shrine Bowl of the Carolinas. Manny is the lone selection from this game. If you missed that, head over to BayHackleSports.com and check out the selection show. Excited to bring that to you on December 20th from Spartanburg High School. There's another pitch to the other side for Hayden. He outruns Lewis and is shoestring tackled by Brady Morgan.
He outruns Lewis, but let me tell you something. That play, that athleticism, that's why Lewis is a touted defense. Look at this big guy. Get on his motor, get on his horse. He's doing it with one hand. He's got a club, gets his other teammate out of the way. He's like, hey, you're playing with my food, Mr. Morgan. Let me go make a play.
But I think Manny could almost get credit for a partial tackle there. He pushed Morgan into the ball carrier.
Give me an assist on that. How good is this young guy?
Another 3rd down here. 6 to gain for the Pirates. Sullivan over the middle, and it was tipped incomplete.
Hicks again. He's been really good tonight at that corner spot. Getting his hands on the football. He's been in technique, good phase. throughout the night, and this is another opportunity, and he almost gets it back for his team.
Now 4th and 6. You mentioned 4th downs for the Pirates a moment ago. They're 4 of 4 tonight. And that's Christian Myers.
No. This is a 52.5 yard field
he's
goal
there
attempt.
to hold it. I was going to say for Ryan Latimer for a 52-yard field goal attempt. And now Porter Ridge calls a timeout. We told you earlier, both kickers have some range in this game.
Porter Ridge 17.
A couple of big legs. And this is an opportunity right here.
So to revisit what this means for both of these teams, I'm going to send it back to a quote that we got from head coach of Porter Ridge, Michael Hertz, earlier this week. He says, no disrespect towards Sun Valley, because that's been a good rivalry for Porter Ridge in recent years. He said, but, quote, this is the game.
Yeah.
The one that he tells his guys every year, we want to win this one. And now the offense is back out to go for it on 4th down.
Elmore may pooch punt this.
4th and 6. Elmore steps up, then breaks to the outside. Now he's got all kinds of blue jerseys chasing him. He chucks it into the air, and it's picked off. Zane Schumacher with the interception. It's Marvin Ridge football at the 30.
He's just trying to make a play, but they kind of cage rush him. They do an excellent job. Nobody lets him turn the corner. This is really well executed defensively, and then panic sets in for a non-quarterback. He tries to just get rid of it, and it's intercepted. There was a flag down, but the penalty is refused by Marvin Ridge, so it'll be Mavericks football.
Marvin Ridge will get the ball with 6:45 left in regulation.
So now with 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining,
First down. From the try
all of a
line.
sudden the Mavericks have the football and are within a score. 71 yards of field in front of them. Levi Kerr on 1st down. The screen to Levi Haynes, and he's dropped for maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, Dawson James lost a shoe there, but he got it back on. But the big guy showing his ability to get out there in space and be a part of making a play.
Making a legendary tackle, brought to you by Queen City Home Store, taking on the toughest stains at home with the toughest washers in the game.
Gain of 1.
That's appropriate because Dawson James is
Second down.
built like a washing machine, I think.
I bet you can carry a couple of them, too.
Kerr on 2nd down. To the outside, it's intercepted. Another turnover forced by Porter Ridge, and this time Christian Cawthon houses it for the touchdown.
Christian Cawthon steps in front of that one and takes it to the house.
This is the calling card of this Pirates team. They create chaos and turnovers, and this time Cawthon jumps that out-breaking route and sideline house call.
A backbreaker for Marvin Ridge, who for the first time in the game had a chance to go the length of the field and take the lead with a touchdown. Latimer's out there for the extra point. Christian Myers motioning toward the sideline. Okay, they were missing a man. So the senior, one of the leaders of this team.
8 on the play clock, so they got plenty of time.
It's a great job by Myers to recognize that and get their 11th player out, and then they force some movement.
I think they got Manny Lewis that time to jump.
No, false start.
False start against the Pirates.
This will back them up for the extra point.
Back the extra point of 5 yards.
I want to spotlight Myers, number 9 in white right there. We've seen him at wide receiver tonight. This was the team's starting quarterback a season ago.
So make this extra point.
And he was so worried about the hits that he had taken throughout his high school career. He told Coach Hurts that he was considering not playing anymore. Out of consideration for that, they move him. And he's making big-time decisions for Porter Ridge. The extra point, no good. It's a 23-14 game with just under 6 minutes remaining. .558 remaining. This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home. Porter Ridge with an interception return for touchdown. Now leads by 9. And the kick is into the end zone for a touchback. So Marvin Ridge with another chance at it with 80 yards in front of them. Really the first mistake we have seen from sophomore starting quarterback Levi Kerr tonight, that pick 6.
And I don't know if it was as much a quote-unquote mistake, to your point, Darren, as it wasn't really good defensive play. The ball was in the right spot. He might have been slightly tardy on getting it out there, but he's got the arm strength oftentimes to make up for that. I think that's more so just a great defensive play. See it again here. Watch him. See, that ball comes out pretty quickly. And Coughlin is just all over that route. And I think that goes back to also understanding he had safety help inside and vertical so he can be more aggressive there.
Christian Coughlin, 30-plus yard interception return for a touchdown. Just a backbreaker for Marvin Ridge when they trailed by 3 prior to that snap. Now on 1st and 10. Kerr with the man in motion out of the backfield. He zips it to Levi Haynes, and it's good for a 1st down.
And that right there, that's the arm talent, that's the vision, the understanding of what the defense is giving them. Playing a big zone, you can get something up the seams behind those linebackers and in front of the safeties.
Up to the 38-yard line where it's 1st and 10 again. Kerr, lots of time, throws, running forward, and it's caught by Haynes again.
Same route we saw Haynes catch late in the 2nd quarter to set up the touchdown. He works all the way across the field out of the slot, Kerr steps up in the pocket and drops it in the bucket. Well executed. They've had a lot of success on those crossing routes against this Porter Ridge defense throughout this football game. They play a lot of zone, Porter Ridge does. There are spots to run through spaces.
Kerr looking to throw again. Rolls left. Runs with it himself and drops down to the ground as he gets inside the 35.
That's a good decision, though. He knew there was nothing there. I love his ability. Now, I always say this until there's an issue. See, look at him using ball fakes to create extra yardage. That's something that you see veteran quarterbacks do. So the fact that he's got the wherewithal to do that with confidence as such a young player tells you the kind of acumen and football IQ he has.
He scrambles for 7. It's 2nd and 3. Kerr again with plenty of time to throw. On the run, finds Voss wide open middle of the field, inside the 15, and then down at the 10.
I started to say run, and then you realize it's Alex Voss, the Boston College commit, and you go, no, throw it to him. That's a good idea. It's a nice read and steps up. He's got all the arm angles. Those baseball guys, they figured things out, don't they?
Figure out a way to get into the crisis to care red zone. And a timeout called on the field. Porter Ridge wants to regroup. All right, Reg, talk to me about time management if you're Marvin Ridge here, knowing what you're up against with Porter Ridge's offense. They'd like to leak a lot of time off the clock. If you do get a touchdown here, round about 4 minutes remaining, how can you approach that?
Well, I think the best part about it is, right, if you look at the score, it's a 9-point game. So I think your mindset is go ahead and kick the extra point. You're not thinking about going for 2. Now, you can onside kick it. Likely is going to be the case with just the 2 timeouts, because if you give up a first down, the game's kind of over. So you're likely going to probably play for an onside kick there. So that would likely be the next part of the scenario. And then if you're able to get it back, a field goal would win the football game.
Yeah.
So from that mentality, yes, it's 2 possessions. You get a touchdown here. You don't have to be greedy and chase a point by going for 2, because a field goal, again, and you've got a kicker and failing that can boom it. All you got to do is give him a chance inside of 50 at the end of the game.
Yeah, Coach Carter told us earlier this week he trusts failing from about 55 yards in. His season high is 42. We're a long way from those numbers really mattering, but just something to think about, especially if Marvin Ridge can get a touchdown out of this series.
I think the biggest key for Marvin Ridge, you want to score with more than 4 minutes left.
From the 11, Robbins reverses field. It's inside the 10, and a gain of about 5. Call it, yeah, a 5-yard game because the spot's going to be at 6.
Well, it's a nice job. He does a great read, gets to the outside. But I think probably the best part about what the end result is on that play, and you didn't see it, is the officials putting the hand over their head to stop the clock there. He got out of bounds.
2nd and 5. Robbins again. It's some good blocking off of that right side. It's inside the 5 and down at the 1 or 2 yard line.
And the mentality for
It's
Porter,
marked at the 2, 3rd and 1 here.
and Porter Ridge's mentality is just make them line up again. Make them line up again, use the clock against them as they go substitution with a big package. Here comes Big Manny back in the football game at that fullback spot, Manny Lewis, number 44.
So this likely, again, a direct snap to Robbins. It's funny, they're heavy packages, both Marvin Ridge and Porter Ridge. They resemble each other. Robbins off the direct snap, breaks to the right, and he is stopped short of the goal line, but it was 3rd and 1 from the 2, so they do get the first with goal to go from the 1.
I thought he might have gotten in with the second effort. They rule him short of the goal line, but you're right, that first down is important. New set of downs, but that clock will move because those chains, you don't need them anymore. So once they set the down marker, That clock starts running, now down under 3.5 minutes.
And from the 1 yard line, Kerr back into the game. Levi Kerr throws a fade to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught by Voss. Touchdown, Mavericks. A second receiving score for Alex Voss. Marvin Ridge not out of this quite yet.
This is a great throw. Just put it up high and let your guy go get it. And Voss, that big frame, goes up and gets it.
The extra point is good, and it's a 2-point game. Another look at the touchdown pass from Kerr to Voss.
That's just well done. He throws it to the outside, up high, and lets his receiver go get it. Listen, Voss knows what he's doing out there. All 6'4", about 210 pounds. That is prototypical size, and what does he do? Shows you the skills and goes and gets it.
We've mentioned several times Alex Voss on his way to Boston College to play collegiately. A big-time recruit, big-time get for the Eagles. He's still got some big-time plays to make here at Marvin Ridge before his time is done at the high school level. This kickoff is powered by Queen City Home Store, where you're always home.
He's going to go up to Boston College and play for my friend Bill O'Brien, former offensive coordinator, New England Patriots, former head coach of my Penn State Nittany Lions. And the interesting thing about Bill, and I want to talk about this in relation to Alex, you talk to kids about Bill O'Brien, and the first thing they tell you, particularly offensive guys, man, have you seen that playbook? Have you seen the stuff we get to run? That's got a lot to do with the skill set, that'll fit the skill set, I should say, of a guy like Alex Voss.
So no onside kick for Marvin Ridge here. They're going to trust the defense with 3:16 to go.
And I like that, and here's why. Because either way, you need a 3 and out. So the mentality should be, I want the 3 and out as close to the end zone I'm trying to get to as possible. So if I force the 3 and out and they punt, I get the ball in plus territory, I'm already in range for my kicker. So I understand not going onside kick there. It was a possibility, something to think about. But by doing it this way and having the 3 timeouts, it puts them in a situation to go get it.
So it'll be key here to not allow big gains, even really medium gains with the way that Porter Ridge runs it.
2 first downs ends this football.
Here's Rayshawn Elmore, and he's ripped down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That is a great start for Marvin Ridge's defensive effort.
And I think he'll start using timeouts after second down. So likely here, if they get a nice stop here on second down, you'll see a timeout get used. You'll see one after third down as well to set up potentially a 4th down to force the punt and give the offense as much time as possible.
Forward motion gave Elmore 1 yard, so a gain of 1 and 2nd and 9. It was pretty quick to get the play in for Porter Ridge, though the play clock now down under 5 seconds. They used most of it. Sullivan on the option, runs himself, brought down at the legs. Tackle made by Brady Morgan.
This is the key play right here. This 3rd and 2.5, 3 yards right here. This is huge because if you give up a first down here, now you start really bleeding into those timeouts on earlier downs.
3rd and a long 2.
This ball's
under 2 minutes to go.
This has got to be in Elmore's hands.
It's the heavy package. Likely it'll go right to Elmore. Third and 2, Elmore. Stopped!
And Carter uses the timeout right there. It's a great job by this defense, creating the opportunity to potentially get the football back. You see it again here. Here's Elmore tries to work off that right side. That is a tremendous play by Brady Morgan. He knifes inside. They try to block him off the edge, block down on him. He beats it inside, makes the play in the backfield.
All right, so I asked earlier about Marvin Ridge. What do you do if you're Porter Ridge here? Do you have much of a choice? I mean, it's still 4th and 3.
No, you have to punt this football. You can't, because if you turn this ball over on downs here, you're essentially handing them a field goal to potentially win the game if they don't gain another yard with the strength of their kicker. I think you have to punt the ball. Or if you do go for it, you better get it. But I think they're going to punt the football. Coach Hurts is a guy that believes in defense. He leans into his defense. They've made some plays tonight, including a pick 6. I think he'll lean on his defense to get a stop. Looks like he's leaning on his offense and Rashawn Elmore to win the game.
Rashawn Elmore will have it snapped to him. What happens after that, we'll see. Elmore runs through defenders. He looked to get the first down. There's a flag on the far sideline.
The flag came from the linesman, the line judge, I should say, during the play. So this could be a hold or a face mask. And Porter Ridge is fired up. This might be a face mask. Elmore came out of his shoe.
Face mask on the defense.
I didn't see it. We'll take another look at it right here. Elmore's going to work to his left. Right there. I didn't quite see the face mask. He fought through without a shoe and found a way to pick up that first down.
And
that's the critical first down to give up there. It might not be enough time left after that Bodyworks Plus first down.
Maybe the biggest Bodyworks Plus first down of the night. Marvin Ridge still has a couple of timeouts as the clock ticks closer and closer to 1 minute remaining.
Coach Carter will certainly burn a timeout after this play, and they just reset the play clock to 25.
Arthur Scott on the run, stopped for a loss of a yard. And Marvin Ridge calls a timeout.
And Aubrey Carter, he wants an explanation for why the play clock was reset. It was down basically to 0. And then they push the hand up in the air, meaning reset of the play clock. It came after a first down when the clock had stopped to reset the chains. Coach Carter not happy about that. He wants an explanation as he called that timeout. He is livid.
One timeout remaining for the Mavericks. And now a stoppage.
Well, this is interesting because the referee gave the signal to start the clock before the snap out of a timeout. So they're going to correct the clock, but that's on the referee there. He gave the wind signal to start the clock.
Which was incorrect.
Was incorrect. That's on the official, not the clock operator.
All right, so clock reset to 48 seconds. And now both teams are going to be allowed a moment here.
Well, and I wonder there. Okay, they didn't. I was wondering because Carter, sort of signaled timeout, but I don't think he was calling a timeout. I think for him it was more about why is the clock moving, which is a fair question.
Well, and
but it was moving because
he obviously that is an urgent scenario in which he was desperately trying to get the attention of the officials.
Absolutely. But again, that's on the referee, the white hat there, because he wound the clock before the ball snap.
Yeah. All right, so we're all square. 2nd and 11.
Second down and 11 from the
Clock is not moving at 48 seconds. It will begin to move once this is snapped. Sullivan pitches back. Hayden gets to the edge. Steps inside, trying to stay in bounds, but he's pushed out.
quarterback option.
And that's the little awareness thing, right? Hayden's got to understand, as soon as he gets this pitch, the most important thing, hold on to the football, not go out of bounds. Right there, if you got to just fall down, you fall down. You do not step out of bounds and give away a timeout to the opponent. Now, he did pick up the first down, so that was important, but you cannot step out of bounds there.
So 1st and 10 at the 44. And even with the clock stopped, Porter Ridge very deliberate in their setup as they have been all night. Sullivan hands it. Elmore just drops to the ground, knowing the situation.
Well, that was about making sure to force Marvin Ridge to use the last timeout there. That was getting the timeout used. They'll likely come out and kneel it down and call it a football game.
And what a football game it's been.
I tell you right now, these are two defenses that I don't want to see on a consistent basis. And these are two teams from a physicality standpoint that give you all kinds of problems.
So Marvin Ridge down to no more timeouts. Second down coming up. This next snap will be a formality. Victory formation for the Pirates.
Out of shotgun, no less.
Sullivan kneels, and that will do it. The Pirates with a massive road victory to move to 6-1 on the season. For Marvin Ridge, it's a close, gut-wrenching loss on homecoming night. Marvin Ridge 6-2 on the year, forgive me. You get it, 6th win of the year. A close one, as it typically is between these two teams. What a treat, man. That was a great one to watch.
A close, physical ball game where you saw everything. You saw good offense in the running game and in the passing game. You saw good defense. You saw defenses making plays, scoring points. And you saw some special teams that was exciting as well. Really well-played football game in all three phases.
The WCCB Game of the Week, a Bay Hackle Sports production, has been presented by Queen City Home Store, your whole home destination. By North Carolina Public Health. We are NC Public Health everywhere, every day, everybody. Visit ncdhhs.gov. By Bodyworks Plus Collision Repair Center, keeping families safe since 1998. And by Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, home of the Silverado guys. Visit fredcaldwellchevy.com. A great one in the books, another one for our WCCB Game of the Week. Porter Ridge 23, Marvin Ridge 21. For Reggie Walker, I'm Darren Vaught. Thanks to Brady Pugh, our director and producer, the rest of our great crew here at Marvin Ridge tonight. 23-21, the final score. Porter Ridge gets the victory. Thanks for joining us.
We go one take up in here.
We think.
Now we better be one take. I said.
Yeah.
Music of the Beatles, blending iconic melodies with fresh and innovative visual designs.
Brady.
You got a no memory card there? Does that matter? No.
Brady, you can't move though. You're in the
Not
shot.
unless she comes in tighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Ross and Matthew Langford. The Marching Mavericks are led by student leaders Kate Moser, Anjani Kondapalli.
A rivalry contest between Porter Ridge and Marvin Ridge, close as it always seems to be for our WCCB game of the week. Reggie, this was tight down to the very finish. We had some scheming with timeouts and time management from both head coaches. A really good game.
Yeah, it really was. You look at it from the standpoint of offensively, both teams very effective in their running game. And then we saw passing games that were able to make plays as well in big spots. This is an excellent throw right here. Voss goes up and makes the catch, puts his team in a good spot. But then defensively, Porter Ridge, this is what they do. They take the football away.
Christian Cawthon with the interception and a 32-yard return for the score. That kept it from staying close at that point. Marvin Ridge, prior to that pass, was only down 3 and was surging. But Levi Kerr, the sophomore QB, making just his second start of the season, finds Boston College commit Alex Voss again to keep it tight. Marvin Ridge not able to get the stop that they wanted in order to set up a field goal down the stretch. Porter Ridge gets the victory, advances to 6-2 on the season.